Hi guys, I'm gonna get touch on Jim Morrison and look into the conspiracy theories around Jim Morrison's passing. Now, there's been some like conspiracy theories regarding how he died. Um, the French authorities ruled that he died from natural causes, from a heart attack, possible excess drinking. Um, but there was no autopsy performed on Jim at the time, which is kind of bizarre because of the age he was. But I don't know the French laws. So also, there was other aspects of saying that Jim had an overdose, H overdose, um, which was saying like he he thought it was um, the C word, and it ended up the H word. This is all allegedly, of course. So he said that he done it by mistake. There was also other people say, the other witnesses or other people have said that he was moved at the time. So he was in a club, a popular club back then that they used to go to, and that they found him in the bathroom, and he was all, like I said, this is all allegedly. So I'm gonna see what the tarot's got to say about it, and yeah, just see what it says. This is all allegedly entertainment purposes only. I'm just gonna look into the tarot, see what information it comes up with. I've always been fascinated by Jim Morrison and the Doors. After the film, the movie The Doors, that's what when I was introduced to the Doors in my 20s. So yeah, and I was like obsessed is the word by it. And so yeah, let's take a look at the situation. I have made a spread up. So I'm gonna go in. We're gonna dive in. I've picked two tarot decks. I am feeling more drawn to this tarot deck, but I have, I've done the heart and soul on this one as well. So I will be touching on the heart and soul of Jim too. But this is just like a touch in. I don't know how this is going to go, guys. So I'm going to get my crystal to show me a yes. Oh, that was clear, wasn't it? Show me a yes. Thank you. Show me a no. Show me a no. Thank you. Maybe. Show me a maybe. And then show me rephrase the question. It's kind of like rephrase. So is it possible we can connect to Jim Morrison today around allegedly his passing and other aspects of the conspiracy theories? So the crystal's saying yes. So I'm going to ask Spirit, Jim, or wherever. So if you think about this tarot deck, would you like me to use this tarot deck for? Well, that's saying yes. Okay, quite clear, isn't it? Let's have a look at this one. Can I use this tarot deck? Oh, it's going around in circles. So there's your answer. Okay, so this is Spirit, Jim, whoever. We got some questions. Now, remember, Jim, if we are connecting with Jim, because I'm not me, I don't class myself as a medium. But if we are collecting with Jim, just remember he can be playful with things. I have cleared the deck and I've put a crystal on it to help with that as well. I'm going to timestamp it, guys, so you can go straight to the spread. And yeah, let's just do sections, a bit like the heart and soul. We're going to do some sections on the conspiracies around it. So I'm going to make sure everything is all. I did clear the deck and stuff, but if I feel I need to swap the deck, I will, but we're just going to go with it. So we're in the spread. So the first thing I'm going to look into the situation around them in the last few days of their before they passed. So can you give us insight? Lover's card. So can you give us insight on the first, the last few days of their passing? So I'm going to just pick 3 cards. Page of Swords, 8 of Wands. So I feel Jim was in quite a good place. There was some aspects of maybe some difficulties around relationships, but he was very like, I don't know. I mean, don't know the full history of it. You know, should do a bit more research really. But I wanted to sort of have a closed mind to it. I know bits of him. Right. So the Lover's card. So that's all about commitment. That's the basis of the commitment here. The Page of Swords to me represents that there was some elements of difficulties around the something that he was committed to. It could be his relationship, or there was just negotiations going on. I also see like that there was a lot of activity. He was doing a lot in the last couple of days, so maybe there was a lot of connecting with people around that time as well. But there was small indications going on here with the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords can mean small minor problems, difficulties, so there was something afoot, arising there. Okay. I feel Jim had committed himself to some outings or activities with his friends. Okay, and yeah, he was quite full on over the couple of the days that they were there. So what was his mood at the time? What was his mood at the time while this is going on? He felt quite. I would say that would be quite. I could be wrong because this is allegedly, but I would say he was quite calm. He was quite secure. He was quite in a good, pleasant mindset. He just seemed to be very. We got the Ten of Pentacles, so he was quite secure in what he was doing. Although there was still this niggling thing that's going on in the background here with the Five of Swords. So although he was in a pleasant place and he was keeping active and stuff, there was this behind the scenes thing going on here. I don't know if that's his health. Let's have a look. These setbacks and difficulties that was going on, was this around your health? Was this around your health, Jim, or spirit? Was this around your health? They're saying, or he's saying yes. Okay, okay. I'm getting breathing as well, so I'm feeling a bit breathless, and I'm just sat on my chair, got no reasons to. So I'm feeling a little breathless as well. Um, he's they're saying rephrase, rephrase. Oh, this is when we're gonna get a play. Saying rephrase, okay. So was you feeling breathless over the few days? Yeah. Now I know allegedly, so because I'm going to be upfront with you guys, I know that there was concerns about his health at in those few days. I don't know, like few days, or if it was a week or what have you, but I know that there was concerns with him around his friends to say that there was some like breathless feelings going on. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at the Eight of Wands. Where he was quite active. That could also said that things came in quite fast as well, right? I'm going off on a tangent now. Ace of Swords. No, he was. I would say he was interacting. There was a lot. He was interacting. He was seeing people. He was talking to people. In the last few days of his life, he was leading quite a normal existence. So although there's these minor difficulties and problems that was coming up for him, because we've got the swords of conflict here. I don't feel personally that is to do with conflict with others. I feel it's more about him and how his health was. And like I said, I did feel quite breathless. Okay, how they interact with others, I feel like he was very. I think he was just very forward. He was very motivated, and he was very talkative. He didn't. I don't feel he pulled away for any of his commitments that he made in the last few days. So I think he was quite being quite active around that time as well. Um, that's the feelings that I'm getting. Um, so that I would say that's how he was feeling. Okay, so let's have a look behind closed doors, because I would say this is like behind the closed doors aspect. So behind the closed doors, on the upcoming of the 2 days of his passing, Nine of Wands. Yeah, there was underlying stress that was going on with the Nine of Wands. So he was showing he wasn't really. He was trying to push that to a side. He was ignoring things. He wasn't addressing those things. He just wanted to carry on his day. That's the impression I've got there behind the closed doors. Yeah. But behind the closed doors, there was some mountains of struggle going on. So I think we touched on the public side of it. The influences around them at the time. The influences around them at the time. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Oh. Now the High Priestess can represent something that was hidden from Jim, that wasn't full force. So there was some aspects of people that he was interacting with that there was some secrecy going on. So I wouldn't say lies being told, but there was something being held back. Seven of Pentacles can mean like when you're investing, you put small things into place, right? Now we're talking outside influences. So it was like someone was investing, doing some kind of investment here. They were there were secrets. There were secrets that Jim wasn't aware of around that time. Okay, and it was people that he was associating with. There. So can you give me more insight on that? Give me more insight on that. Not sure what's that got to do with his passing, but okay, we'll have a look. Can you give me more insight with that? Knight of Wands. The Magician card. Now, interestingly, if it was like I would be getting, oh, this is positive, but I don't feel positive about it. I don't get a good feel around it. Someone who's was taking a bit of a risk going on, being a bit of a trickster here. They were pushing ideas onto Jim. He was in a good solid place, and they were pushing. There was something around money, something to do with money and investments, but they weren't being honest about the investment. And this is someone close that was close to Jim at the time or associating with him. I get that the band members knew of this person and they didn't trust them. So I get the feel that this person wasn't trusted by the band members. That's what I see in my mind's eye. This is allegedly mine, entertainment purposes only, but I get the feel that this person was he. I feel like it's a he, and I feel like this is like there was like some risky business going on there. Okay, so it's almost like they were trying to take Jim on a different path to what you know at the time. I don't know why this has got to do anything to do with his passing. So if any of you know, I've got any sort of information on that, please put a comment below because I'm a bit lost thing. So I'm going to ask, let's put it there, see what the crystal says. Okay, so Jim, was there someone trying to push you to invest in something? Yes. Yes. Was this a bit of a trickster? Stop. Was this person a bit of a trickster? I don't think Jim trusted him either. I don't think he trusted him either. He kind of never, it was more of a submissive way of not answering him. So he was listening to what he's got to say, but he didn't give him a clear answer. All right. So I don't see this as a positive influence over the course. Putting more rumors out here, aren't I? Okay. So what did this have to do with Jim's passing? What did this have to do with Jim's passing? it's almost like um not that he got sucked into the bullshit, but it's almost like, you know, this film, The Sliding Doors, where she goes to, you know, it's like she gets two lives, don't she? I feel Jim is. I feel that either it's Jim or Spirit or whatever are trying to sort of say that this could have been a different outcome. Um, Something particularly happened on that night or around those 2 days that could have led to a different outlook. So I don't feel the band members trusted this person, and I don't feel like Jim trusted this person, but I feel this person was quite a bit of a charmer, a bit of a risk taker, very money orientated, and very I wouldn't say persuaded Jim, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Jim ignored his gut feelings. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. But I feel because Knight of Pentacles. What was the reasons behind this? Well, that's slow. You know, that's slow. Something slow. Something that's moving really slow. So I don't. I'm wondering. I'm not saying that Jim wouldn't have passed a bit later on down the line, but I don't know if there was actual some events or something that occurred that changed changed the destination. It would have changed something. So I feel like there's some element of regret on the last couple of days around this person. Okay, I don't know necessarily who this is. I'm not going to put accusations there. I'm just, I'm just reading what I see because the Two of Pentacles, the is like the Ace of Pentacles is like a brand new start. The Two of Pentacles, you're getting sort of like sorted out, and the Three of Wands is like you're looking into the future. You're looking forward into the future. But there was something that Jim invested in, or that changed the would have changed the dynamics. I don't know. Yeah, web. There was a web of aspects going on there, which influenced the the passing. So okay, I'm gonna pull. Let you decide what you think. What do you think on that? Was it down to the fact of like that conspiracy of like um that he thought he was doing something when actually it was something else, Was it that theory there? Right, so let's have a look at the three conspiracies. Um, did Jim, so on the night, on that night, did Jim mistaken, what, did Jim mistaken, no, let's do that. That's probably the yes and no. So on that night, did Jim mistakenly snort something else? Yes. They're saying yes. And was that right? Was that the reasons of his passing? Yeah. Oh my god. Now, allegedly, right? Okay. This is weird. All right. So, can you give me more information around that aspect? Can you give me more information around that aspect? King of Wands. people was involved. Huh? The emperor. I'm getting it was a little too late. It was a little too late. I think two people tried to sort it out, tried to cover it up, tried to they were trying to sort it out, but it was a little too late. So it was like a panic. Two people, two cups. It was already lost. So the way this is coming about and the way the reading is coming, it's saying that allegedly that there was other people around him at the time of or around him at the time of his passing. It wasn't. It didn't. It doesn't seem to be that it was just Pamela and him. Right. Was you moved into your flat? Was you moved into your flat? Well, that says yeah. So it is the accuracy of the night. Was the accuracy of the night that it did? It sort of like it did happen. So was the rumors true on that aspect? So tell me more about the King of Wands. I feel like there was a cover up going on. There was this cover up. Bad habits, drug addictions, and toxicity. So this person, this King of Wands, and I don't, this is not, they have bad habits. Oh my God. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Okay. Sneaking. There's creeping going on. There was a male and a female involved in this, and there was some bad habits that was going on. What? Court judge, immigration laws, etc. Now I know Jim had legal issues at the time, but I don't feel it's that. I feel like this is surrounded by this King of Wands. Whoever this King of Wands is, he's not. I don't get a good vibe from this person. I don't feel this is Pamela. Before you say, I don't. I feel like this is another. This is somebody else that's connected to this person here. Um, So I'm not saying that there's foul play. It's not coming up that there's foul play, but what I feel is it was a little too late. It was a little too late for it to, for it to come about. Okay, always partying, always partying. This this is like it's going down the road of like this is sort of like to me it's going down the road he that they were out partying, they were out having a good time, connecting and stuff. So the conspiracy, which is we're going to say the conspiracy, would be, you know, and I've asked the crystal thing, um, that there was more going on than meets the eye. Now we hit the rumors. So let's have a look to see what may not be public, what may not be public, what may not be public. Now I do feel Pamela in the background, but I don't feel she was like fully involved in this aspect. I was too wasted. So, Five of Pentacles. So what's not in the public eye? Five of Cups. How the passing really happened. I wasn't expecting this. So, to me, I shouldn't laugh because I mean that's people's lives, isn't it? It's just like I'm just a bit miffed here. It is feeling like a cover up. This is feeling like a cover up. We've got the Five of Pentacles, empty, running on empty. Five of Cups, this is like the one-sided thing, the Death card. Now, there ain't no Ten of Swords, so, there ain't. The Death card doesn't always mean death, but because of the circumstances and what I'm touching on, I'm sort of like, I feel like there was not enough information that was given. It was running like on empty, okay? It was like, I just feel like it was like a cover up here. Like I said, this is allegedly into you, good chemistry, great vibe. I don't understand that. How that is related. Kiss my ass into you. Alright. What is this meaning here? Let's have a look. What's this meaning? The Hermit card. Someone was trying to protect someone. Someone was trying to protect someone. Or keep them for themselves. The Hermit card is like seeing the light, Right, that's not that keen. I got an all goose pimply. Right. Two of Wands with the scarcity tactics. There was manipulation. I wonder if this is connected to Pamela now. Or, Jim's girlfriend. I wonder if this is connected to her. Because whoever this was being deceptional. There was two sides to them. they were coming across one aspect. I don't feel this is. I'm not saying. I think. I think he was fully aware what was going on in some respects. Whoever this person was trying to be Jim's friend too, but there was a deeper thing going on here. Look, kiss an ass. Oh dear. Ten of Swords. It was a lie. They were telling lies. They were feeding information. They were telling lies. Trickery, which I was pulling up. Yeah, look. That risk taker again. It's almost like there was a setup going on to try and build control, trying to manipulate the situations around it. Okay. Girl fight, arguments, physical fight at work, competitive. So there was disagreements or something that was going on. So now we touched on that. I think this is all was like going on behind the scenes. I'm not even gonna go into the fact of is Jim alive, because this is like kind of like giving me a bigger picture of like there was more to the story than has been told, and there was some form of cover up. And we had the Queen of Swords, so there may have been some people of a legal system that covered the tracks too. Maybe. Okay. Is there anything else we need to sort of consider of this passing? Money don't buy happiness at the end of the day, does it? 5 of Wands. Jealousy and corruption is jealousy. People wanting what you want, you know. Yeah, the Sun card, look. And 7 of Cups. All that's glittered is not made of gold. There's always some broken ass person, someone who wants your stardom, wants what you've got. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I don't know what you think, guys. I mean, any last words of wisdom in this situation? I'm shocked. The star card is we live again, we move on again, it's forever changing. We make our own webs, we move on. So although through the conflict and stuff, we can create our own future. It's okay to pause in these moments. So I suppose it's like being mindful of what decisions you make, rash decisions, the risk you're taking. There. Well, I'm gonna leave that with you. I don't think there's nothing more than can be said on that. Tell me what you think. I'm I'm a bit shocked, to be honest. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. It can never be proven anyway. It's going to be one of those conspiracies, and like many more that I'm going to be doing, that is not, it's not. There's no going to be no real evidence. I mean, a lot of people was passed from that. But yeah, interesting stuff. All right, thank you for joining. If you stuck around, if you did, and please give it a like, comment what you think. What do you think of like the turbidations that I've made in the cards today? Is there sort of any stories that you can sort of to connect with the cards? So let me know. I would love to know. I'd love to know your thoughts. Anyway, take care and much love, and see you soon.